Good day, beautiful people. That's Swabble, that's Swabble. Oh, these are extremely short. Top of the day, that's Swabble, that's Swabble. Hey, girl, hey. Thank you, Tyler. It is Veterans Day, ain't it? For all the veterans, active duty. Well, it's Veterans Day, so let me just stick with veterans. So, hoo-yah, my fellow comrades. Happy Veterans Day. I know everybody has that day, so I stick with everybody's day out of respect. All right. Top of the day, beautiful people. Top of the day. It is Wednesday. We halfway through the week. It is November the 11th, 2020, day 299, 299 of year 2 of reading through the books of the law and the prophets, also known as the Old Testament, Genesis through Malachi. Why? Because y'all know the New Testament front to back. That's where we lived at. So now we need to go back and see what Yahuwah has originally said out of his mouth. And of the 2-year consecutive day count, day 663. 663. All right, y'all. Today, we're going to read 5 chapters because all of them are averaging about 5 verses. Like, we really could do like 7. We really could. I was thinking about it because they're really, really short. Let's see. Let's do 6. They're really short. It's going to take me like a minute to read each one. We're still going to be done in less than 10 minutes. So today we're going to read Psalm 122, 123, 124, 125, 126, and 127. Let's get right to it, shall we? Back up here. All right, y'all. Psalm 122. I was glad when they said to me, let us go to the house of Yahuwah. And now, here we are, standing inside your gates, O Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a well-built city. Its seamless walls cannot be breached. All the tribes of Israel, Yahuwah's people, make their pilgrimage here. They come to give thanks to the name of Yahuwah, as the law requires of Israel. Here stand the thrones where judgment is given, the thrones of the dynasty of David. Pray for the peace in Jerusalem. May all who love this city prosper. O Jerusalem, may there be peace within your walls and prosperity within your palaces. For the sake of my family and friends, I will say, may you have peace. For the sake of the house of Yahuwah our God, I will seek what is best for you, O Jerusalem. Psalm 123. I lift my eyes to you, O God, enthroned in heaven. We keep looking at Yahuwah our God for his mercy. Just as servants keep their eyes on their master, as a slave girl watches her mistress for the slightest signal. Have mercy on us, Yah, have mercy, for we have had our fill of contempt. We have had more than our fill of scoffing of the proud and contempt of the arrogant. Psalm 124. What if Yahuwah had not been on our side? Let all Israel repeat. What if Yahuwah had not been on our side when people attacked us? They would have swallowed us alive in their burning anger. The waters would have engulfed us. A torrent would have overwhelmed us. Yes, the raging waters of their fury would have overwhelmed our very lives. Praise Yahuwah, who did not let their teeth tear us apart. We escaped like a bird from a hunter's trap. The trap is broken and we are free. Our help is from Yahuwah, who made heaven and earth. Psalm 125. Those who trust in Yahuwah are as secure as Mount Zion. They will not be defeated, but will endure forever. Just as the mountains surround Jerusalem, so Yahuwah surrounds his people both now and forever. The wicked will not rule the land of the godly, for then the godly might be tempted to do wrong. O Yahuwah, do good to those who are good, whose hearts are in tune with you. But banish those who turn to crooked ways, O Yah. Take them away with those who do evil. May Israel have peace. Psalm 126. When Yahuwah brought back his exiles to Jerusalem, it was like a dream. We were filled with laughter and we sang for joy. The other nations said, what amazing things Yahuwah has done for them. Yes, Yahuwah has done amazing things for us. What joy! Restore our fortunes, O Yah, as streams renew the desert. Those who plant in tears will harvest with shouts of joy. They weep as they go to plant their seed, but they sing as they return with harvest. Last chapter for today, y'all, Psalm 127. Unless Yahuwah builds a house, the work of the builders is wasted. Unless Yahuwah builds a city, guarding it with centuries will do no good. It is useless for you to work so hard from early morning until late night, anxiously working for food to eat, for Yahuwah gives rest to his loved ones. Children are a gift from Yahuwah. They are a reward from him. Children born to a young man are like arrows in a warrior's hand. How joyful is the man whose quiver is full of them. He will not be put to shame when he confronts his accusers at the city gates. And that, my beautiful people, is our reading for today. That was what, like 5 minutes? I told you they were really, really short. Tomorrow it's going to be the same thing. Let's see. Yeah, the rest of these, we almost done, y'all. We almost done. Meaning we start over. I'm so excited to start over. I really am. So excited. Okay, let me go ahead. Go ahead and go to the blessing. Numbers chapter 6, y'all. Alright, y'all know the first 21 verses of chapter 6 of Numbers is the Nazarite Vow. And the blessing begins at verse 22 all the way to the end of the chapter, which is verse 27. And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, May Yahuwah bless us and keep us. May Yahuwah make his face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. May Yahuwah lift up his countenance upon us and give us his peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. All right, beautiful people. It is Wednesday, November the 11th, 2020, day 299 of year 2 of reading through the books of the law and the prophets. That was day 663 of the 2-year consecutive day count. And I repeat, we read Psalm 122, 123, 124, 125, 126, and 127. Real quick, I want to make a quick comment about something my mom had sent to me the other day, probably the day before yesterday, and I had to think about it, because y'all know everybody still, those who don't believe that President Trump time is up. He made a comment, and I think I'll go and I'll find it and I'll put it down here in the comment section today. But he made a comment, I believe it was a tweet, because my mom sent it to me. I'm going to go find a tweet and put it down here. But he made a comment. I'm not sure if any of you guys saw it. He said, May God protect our church. Now, remember how I tell you guys. Now, I know how it was said, and I know all those who are currently still believing that he's going to take office is going to take that. Because I'm not sure if you guys ever went online and looked at some of the YouTube videos that are being done from a lot of the evangelical pastors and prophets and stuff. You know, the teaching in the church about the Antichrist and all this stuff, right? So, if you look at all this stuff, there's everybody's saying, oh, this is the end of the world, rapture about to happen. Y'all get it, right? I don't believe that anymore, simply because of what I understand now about, remember, like I said, who we are. Now, I'm only saying this because that comment may have scared some people, thinking, oh my gosh, the Antichrist is about to come on the scene, and we're going to have to fight for our Christianity and go into hiding. I really did. I used to 100% believe that until I realized that we are Israel, the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade who were shipped to the four corners of the earth, and a lot of Judah and Levi are here in America with a little bit of Benjamin and a little bit of Simeon, right? But if we understand what Yahuwah said will happen at the end of the 400 years, Yahuwah doesn't say anything about an Antichrist coming on the scene. Yahuwah said at the end of the 400 years, he would judge the nations who held us captive, and we would return to our land. That's what it says. That's what Yahuwah says out of his mouth. Now, for those who have held us captive, it would seem to them that the judgments coming to them are from the Antichrist, because the God they calling out now to is going to be pretty much ignoring their cries. Just like when it was time for us to go into captivity, he said, I would not hear the cries. Y'all had so much time to get it right. And that's exactly what happened. So when we were all the stuff was happening, he ignored the cries for the most part. So this is what's happening. Remember I told you, I said the crown has shifted back to Israel. So all those who have had the blessing on them of the other nations, who are benefiting from the blessings of Jacob and still in our prophecies and stuff, the blessing rested on them for a period of time. But the crown shifted back. And a lot of them who are still blinded by the some of these false doctrines that we was raised in, and the evangelical, mostly the church, the Catholic Church, the Christian church, all of them, they are still under the, what scripture calls it, the strong delusion. They're under the strong delusion. That's why a lot of them are still, they wasting their time right now, fasting and praying, thinking these prayers about to be heard. These prayers are not going past their lips, because Yahuwah said this is exactly what would happen during this time, and they don't believe it. All right, babe. Is your mom on? Okay. All right. You sick? 11. And a lot of them don't believe it. Yahuwah has tried to wake a lot of them up, but some of them, they just refuse to wake up. So some of them won't even wake up until some of this craziness really starts happening. So the whole point of saying that is, when President Trump made that comment, God protect our church, I think it was he said it, but I think the way the church took it and the way I'm looking at some of the comments is like, oh my gosh, if President Trump get out of there, that's it. There's no, because of the false prophecies that have been coming about him. Oh, while President Trump is in office, there is grace. But when he leaves, judgment is going to fall. When the Christian church is in trouble, and I'm just like, now what can you say? I'm not going to argue with people. But what's happening is exactly what Yahuwah said. And when you, first of all, you don't have Israel, right? It absolutely does look like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Because you guys are blind and you do not really understand the prophecies. Everybody's looking at the prophecies of the book and like that the people over in the state of Israel, created by the Balfour Declaration, that they're the people of Israel, and they're not. So when your sights are off, your prophecies are off, and you don't understand a thing about what's going on, and you are completely afraid, because it looked like, from the church's point of view, oh my gosh, this is the end times, this is it, this is it, this is it. When yet those whose eyes have been opened, their eyes are on the right people. Yes, this is it, this is it, this is it. Our deliverance is coming. Yeah, you're going to be restoring everything back to us. That's why when I say we're going to see some bad things happen and we're going to see some good things happen, because a lot of Israel, our own people, are still sleeping there under the strong delusion of the church. They're under the strong delusion of the church. But when your eyes are awakened, it's like, oh snap, freedom is coming, so you begin to see all the things, and our people coming up out of bondage and things being released off of us and us becoming more free. And when you, like I said, we under the delusion, the strong delusion of the church, what Yahuwah said, and they're under the strong delusion because they rejected truth. They rejected the truth that Yahuwah was trying to give him, that would have set them free, that would have opened their eyes and taken the scales off of their eyes. So I want to tell you, if you saw that comment by the president, do not be afraid. Continue to seek y'all. Continue to understand. Understand that who the people of the book are. They are descendants of the transatlantic slave trade. Straighten that part up, right? Straighten that up. Now go back and read the prophecies with the right sights, with clear vision, so you can understand. You'll understand that you do not have to be afraid now, So while people in the church is freaking out that the Antichrist is about to come on the scene, don't be afraid of that, because if we understand biblical prophecy, Armageddon is not yet, y'all. It is not yet. For lack of better words, I would want to tell you what the church is currently teaching, how the people are believing, and how they're fighting and laughing at the decisions Yahuwah has placed in the land. They're actually getting you to fight against Yah with what you're believing and how you're praying against Yahuwah's will and what he's doing. And it's crazy. And I sit back and watch, and you try to tell people, and it's like almost like try to knock down a brick wall. They can't see it and they can't hear it no matter what you say. So I continue leaving little breadcrumbs and look, pay attention. Hey, you check that out. You might want to go check that out. Not so much, because at this point, what happens at this point, the people return to their land. And what happens when the people return to their land? There is a time of restoration going on. So while Yahuwah is restoring his people, and it's going to be over the process of time, then we'll see all of these things. So I just wanted to say that because, like I said, I don't know how many people saw that comment from the president in that first sight, may God protect our church. It's almost like it was a scare tactic. I don't even know if he knew that, or if he's, I don't know what made him make that comment that way, but it's going to have a lot of people up in arms and still sights in the wrong way. And it really upsets me. It really does. Because there's a lot of false things that's coming out that I'm like, come on, guys. So, but that's it. That's the only comment I wanted to make. Don't be afraid about that comment. Wait a minute, baby. Hold on. Where he said, may God protect our church. What Yahuwah is doing is exposing the church. Yes.
Can you buy more donuts?
Not right now. He's exposing the church and a lot of the shenanigans going on behind the scenes, because some of these prophets who gave their prophecies, it's a mess right now. They explaining themselves, they fighting for they prophecies that they done put out. They trying to save their credibility and talk about what God has done with them previously and what's come to pass that they said previously. So what you said has come to pass previously. What you said right here, you missed it on this one, bro. All right. So that's it, y'all. I'm going ahead and get out of here today. But I just wanted to make that comment if you didn't know. All right. Love you. See you in the morning. Bruce.